Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In fact, it's the second video that has been uploaded on the channel today. I'm doing this one a little bit differently because usually I'll kind of let things settle. I'll wait for the club to kind of post all confirmation about everything, but I've just got overly excited. So basically, Sunderland, the Twitter page, their Twitter account, just tweeted out saying, contract news anyone? So everyone's lost their mind, everyone's getting really, really excited, and as soon as I press record, because I was going to kind of wait and see what it was all about, sort of live as recording it, they have just posted now a compilation of Lynden Gooch with a couple of icons / emojis saying new, and then there was a picture of a contract essentially. So Lynden Gooch has signed a new contract. I don't know the depth or the length of this contract. Nothing has been posted as of yet. I'm going to keep on refreshing sort of live, and then we'll go through it together in this way. I don't know if there might be more stuff to come because it literally says contract news anyone. Is it just going to be Lynden Gooch? But if it is, for me, that's absolutely fantastic. Of course, we've still got other players that need to be signing contracts. You've got Bailey Wright, you've got Patrick Roberts, who could be another potential one as well. I was kind of hoping for that. I was hoping it to be a big surprise and being Patrick Roberts or Bailey Wright as well, of course. But Lynden Gooch, you know, is a player that is always very sort of hit and miss. But he's a lad that you can't buy another Lynden Gooch. There isn't anyone out there. Of course, you get those players who are better technically and more technically gifted than Lynden Gooch, but you will never get anyone who loves the club as much as Lynden Gooch and can play for the club and knows what it means to play for this football club. You know, as much as Lynden Gooch knows, you know, and he isn't a bad player. He is not a bad player. He's a very good utility player. He'll do a job everywhere for you. Yes, it can be slightly frustrating at times, but I found that under the guidance of Alex Neil, he was a completely different player. The simple instruction of get the ball in the box as soon as humanly possible, instead of faffing around with it, trying to take on the defender a million times. He was getting brilliant deliveries into the box. The final few games of the season, when Alex Neil really dug his claws into him, he was fantastic. I had no complaints with Lynden Gooch at all. Loads of dangerous balls into the box. There seemed to be a supply coming to Ross Stewart when, you know, there was a time where, you know, despite how many goals Ross Stewart did get, there was a time where he was looking isolated because there were no decent deliveries going in the box. But Gooch started to provide that. He was getting those early crosses in, and, you know, on the defensive side as well. It's not perfect, but, you know, there's not many wingers that can track back and you know, have that sort of stamina and fitness like Lynden Gooch does, and he has that drive and aggression to get back and do a job on that right hand side. You know, despite whether they're playing him right back, right wing back, right winger, right midfielder, anywhere, you know, across the top really, Gooch can do you a job. He's a very, very useful player to have, so I have no qualms with this whatsoever. As I say, I'm just going to keep on refreshing and see if there is a confirmation sort of statement. I'm sure there will be any minute now. But, you know, I think he absolutely deserves it anyway, Lynden Gooch. He absolutely deserves it. Like I say, there's always going to be people who... It's sort of like Marmite, isn't he? Some don't like him, some do. And I can understand the frustrating with him at times. Like I say, before, you know, Alex Neil coming in particular, he was really getting himself into a bit of a rut, wasn't he? It was the Lynden Gooch of old, you know, particularly over the course of League One. There's times where he looks unplayable. You know, he might have a streak of 4 or 5 games where he's getting assists, getting goals, and then he'll go missing for literally 2, 3, sometimes 4 months. And he just looks like that really almost frustrating player when he might get past a man. You think, get the ball in the box or have a crack at goal, and he'll put a foot on the ball, allow players to come back, and he's trying to take plays on again. But under Alex Neil, like I say, he absolutely deserves a chance to keep on continuing to learn and to blossom under this manager. But as I said, I'm just repeating myself now, just waiting on a confirmation and, you know, to see how long the contract is. If there's any more news, we shall see. Okay, so confirmation has come through. Lynden Gooch signs a new contract. Sunderland AFC is delighted to announce that Lynden Gooch has signed a new contract. After playing his part in the club's return to the Sky Bet Championship last season, the 26-year-old has put pen to paper on a new 2-year deal at the Stadium of Light. Gooch, who is currently the lad's longest-serving player, extends his association with the club to 18 years. The USA international has made 213 appearances to date, with 45 of them coming in last season's promotion-winning campaign. During that time, Gooch has contributed 23 goals, including the winning strike at Wembley Stadium in the club's 2021 EFL Trophy final victory and 35 assists. The American returned to pre-season training on Monday alongside his teammates at the Academy of Light as Alex Neil's side commenced the preparations for the 2022-23 campaign. Gooch said, "This is important for my family and I because this is our home. I've been here for 10 years as a professional and I'm really pleased that we are all going to be here for another 2 years. I stayed and signed a new contract previously because I wanted to help the club return to the Championship and deliver that success. Now that we've achieved that, I'm looking forward to proving myself in the second tier once again." Alex Neil added, "Lynden played a fundamental part in our success towards the back end of last season, so we're delighted that he has agreed a new contract. He has huge amounts to offer on and off the pitch, and his love for the club and what it means to him to play here really shines through. He is going to be vitally important next season, especially with his versatility, and this is a great signing for us because we want to keep that core of the group together." And that is a very, very fair point from Alex Neil there at the end, saying he wants to try and keep the core of a group, a successful group, even though, I have said that this sort of set of players, this squad, do I think it's good enough for the Championship? I don't necessarily think it is. But sometimes, not quality alone, it can get you through it. And when you've got a core who have been through what this squad has been through now, they've been through the promotion, they've been through that sort of roller coaster of emotions together, you get this sort of bond that you can't buy. You can't buy from another team. Do you know what I mean? You can't scout and then purchase a player that has this bond. It just happens naturally over the course of time and over experiences with these players through the playoffs and the playoff final. That would have stuck a lot of these lot together and the bond is going to be unbreakable. Do you know what I mean? So to have that span, that base of players together that have been through it, it just works so well, and it will just help the team gel together and hopefully push on in the Championship. And of course, Gooch said himself, he's been here for a very long time. He loves it here. And Alex Neil again said it shines through with Lynden Gooch. It's so obvious how much he loves the club. And of course, you can't just, I love the club. Don't mean I'm good enough to play for him. Do you know what I mean? But he does offer a lot. And I keep on repeating myself, his versatility and what he can offer. And Neil said the same thing with his versatility. That is going to be so, so vital over the course of a long season when you've got someone like Lynden Gooch, a bit like Luke O'Nien, a player that can play in several different positions and do you a job and do a good job at that. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. Couple of year deal for Lynden Gooch. Probably the smart move there. You don't want to commit too much, but, he's still only 26. Do you know what I mean? There's still plenty for him to learn. And I think under Alex Neil, hopefully, like I say, he can just blossom that bit more. But what do you guys think? Lynden Gooch signing a 2-year deal extension with the club. Let me know in the comments down below. But if you've enjoyed, hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jammy.